Welcome back to People for People. I am your host, Tammy Allen, and it is my pleasure once again to welcome back Ira Blumenthal from the Captain Planet Foundation.
Great.
And we were talking about some very exciting things that you're doing with the kids in the schools and what programs that you're implementing.
Well, you know, our organization primarily gives grants to schools and youth groups to do hands-on environmental projects.
So you kind of got the kids teaching the kids? Or?
Well, yeah, in many instances, but you know, in fact, maybe a good way to even back it up, okay, there's a landscape company based here in Atlanta that for years used the expression, play in the dirt again.
Okay.
All right. The problem, if not opportunity, and we look at it as an opportunity, is that our children spend their life with their thumbs. Now, I'm not saying that's bad, but I think
balance would be good.
Balance, yeah. You know, I have this vision that one day the archaeologists will dig us up and find us with little brains and huge thumb muscles. Because I mean, you know, and it's not just children. You know, walk on an airplane and you see, you know, 75 people with their Palm Pilots. The bottom line is, the best way to learn about the environment is outdoors, right? So, you know, we fund composting projects and water reclamation projects and conservation projects and recycling projects, but we also felt we needed to draw a line in the sand, or a line in the ground, if you will.
Or the dirt.
Yeah, or the dirt, absolutely,
yeah.
Absolutely. And maybe focus a lot of our efforts, not all our efforts, on maybe one initiative. Our focus now, our primary focus, all right, is about outdoor classrooms and what has been called an edible schoolyard. We call it an organic school garden, right, okay, where children can, you know, actively dig and plant and nurture and watch
it grow.
Watch it grow, and
they
then,
get
oh, by
so
the way,
excited too,
maybe even with the help of chefs, cook up the carrots or cut them 15 different ways and learn about you know, sustainability, and learn about proper nutrition. My goodness, with childhood obesity rampant today. So
they still want the McDonald's thing, unfortunately.
But you know something, anything to excess is bad.
Absolutely.
You know, have your drive-through burger, Coke, and a fry. That's fine. But by the same token, eat your veggies, eat your fruits.
I'll bet if they knew that they grew it, though, I mean, that's a whole different experience for a kid than, you know, just eat your veggies because I said so.
Well, yeah, because it's mine. I nurtured it, and they learn patience. Well, you don't plant a seed on Monday and a flower comes out on Tuesday. So there's got to be patience. There's team spirit. There's work ethic. All right. There's nurturing and so forth. So the outdoor classroom, in many ways, fits a bill that right now is sitting soon to go to the House of Representatives called "No Child Left Inside." No child left inside. I mean, you know, when we were kids, the worst thing that could happen in the summer was mom at 6 o'clock saying, "Time for dinner, time for dinner."
It's time to come in. Summertime, it's 9 o'clock, it's getting dark. Yeah, I remember.
Oh, yeah, and then we'd come in for dinner. We'd have grass stains on our legs, which usually lasted till October. And oh, by the way, as soon as dinner was over, we turned to mom or dad and said, "Can I go out again?
Right.
Can I go out again?" You know, no child left inside. I heard a great quotation. I wish I could give the gentleman or lady attribution, but great quotation. Trade video games for grass stains. That's what we need to do. So outdoor classrooms are about integrated education. And what I mean by integrated education is math teacher, science teacher, Spanish teacher, history teacher, phys ed teacher, music teacher, art teacher could all go outside and figure out a great lesson that would fit curriculum. Right? I mean, you know, the math teacher can turn around and perhaps talk to
count
the pods, or measure the distance between planting the seeds. The science teacher can talk about pollination. The art teacher can come out in the garden and
they can make paintings.
Yeah, let's draw a flower. All right. The music teacher can sing inch by inch, row by row. Going to watch my garden grow. You know, so.
So the kind of plan is to have this garden, and then everybody kind of share in teaching lessons through it.
Absolutely, absolutely. So it's not just the science department that owns the garden. It also gets parents involved, because especially in the off season, when schools are out of session in May and June or July and August, the garden still has to be alive and nurtured, and it fosters volunteerism. There is nothing bad about an outdoor classroom and a school garden, and it's an exciting endeavor. And our goal.
I wonder who came up with that idea. Do you know?
Well,
kind of
gardens have been around a long time. Obviously,
right.
I got a feeling.
But to take it into the schools, that is pretty innovative.
I'm not sure if they lived in Atlanta, but there was Adam and Eve. I think, didn't they have one? They even had a garden.
I think they picked the
that was a long time ago. But the concept of, let's call it an edible schoolyard, came from a gal named Alice Waters, a restaurateur in San Francisco. She called it an edible schoolyard or an edible school garden. Okay. But back in World War II, people had what they called victory gardens, you know, and in the back of their houses they had tomatoes and celery and cabbage because there were shortages of food, and a lot of food were going overseas to feed the GI. The garden is the most basic, excuse me, the most basic of endeavors. So, excuse me, I'm sorry. The thought is, if we could be a catalyst and get schools starting here in Atlanta and in Georgia, and then eventually expand it, because the Captain Planet Foundation funds projects nationally and internationally.
Oh, I didn't know internationally.
Oh yeah, absolutely, absolutely. Well, the cartoon was in multiple countries and multiple languages. But our goal in 2009 is, let's try to reach out first to Georgia. Let's do the beta test. Let's go in private schools, public schools, Title I schools, special needs schools. Let's go in schools that have no grassy area and put the garden on top of the roof and do a raised bed. Let's come up with all kind of beta tests and best practices, and then take it on the road. So we are incredibly excited about making a difference in the lives of kids, and give your thumbs a rest, if you will, all right, and play in the dirt again.
Get your hands dirty.
Absolutely, absolutely.
So, and how far along are you in this process as far as here in Georgia?
Well, you know, we've done a lot of research, and oh, by the way, over the years, the Captain Planet Foundation has funded, through grants, many outdoor classrooms and gardens. So this isn't new for us.
Okay, gotcha.
What we're doing right now is we're trying to put together a more concerted, collaborative effort. And we're in dialogue with all kinds of wonderful folks here in town: Georgia Organics, the Atlanta Community Food Bank, Emory University's Department of Sustainability. And our viewpoint is, there are strength in numbers.
Absolutely.
If we can be the catalyst to put together a number of folks that are all focused on the same kind of thing, we can make a difference. And ideally, at the end of 2009 and 2010, be very proud of many gardens put around the city, and children on their knees digging and planting and being so proud of what they're doing.
And I wouldn't, I mean, everything takes a certain amount of money, but really, you know, to create a garden is not a super expensive kind of endeavor, like, you know, 50 million computers, or, you know.
No,
I mean,
it's not.
You know, compared to what most educational tools cost, I mean, a garden seems like a very doable type of.
Well, it is. It is, and you know, it's take a business term, sweat equity. There's more sweat equity put into a garden than there is dollars. It's really about investing time to bring in some of the proper soil if needed, okay, and dig and plant and nurture and protect and water and on and on and on. No, so it's not an expensive endeavor, but in the end,
it just takes a collaboration and a focused.
I mean, well, you know, and
I'm sure you're in the middle of that right now.
Well, you know, it's really fun and exciting, you know, and there are a lot of organizations that have done some wonderful things. There's an elementary school in town that we're not involved with, okay, certainly will support, E. Rivers Elementary, and they have a wonderful edible schoolyard. And oh, by the way, Georgia Organic did a lot of work to develop this garden, and Chef Linton Hopkins on a regular basis comes to the garden and talks to the children about, you know, the produce and the herbs and the spices, and perhaps even how to cook. So it's a great community effort, and we're excited about being part of that movement.
Okay, great. Well, we got to take a little break right now. Once again, I'm here with Ira Blumenthal from Captain Planet. We will be right back.